Hello, I am the maniacal Dr. Watts, and we are playing Sunless Sky on a very dark and stormy night, at least where I am. So if you hear anything in the background, that's probably why. Um, so, some very unfortunate circumstances happened in the last episode where we lost our previous crew, and I said that I would do a little bit of work and bring us back to where we were, and that is where we are at. I haven't. So, if you notice on screen, there's one new thing that I remembered seeing, be like, huh, that's interesting. And we are also at Winchester, which is not where we died around. I did have to do one extra thing, which is turn in a couple of port reports to get enough funds to be able to actually be where we were before. But other than that, not much has really happened. But we have a new thing back at Winchester. And as you can see, I'd like to know very quickly how much money we have. No money. Yeah, I basically spent it all. And if you see, we have the verdant seeds that we needed for the quest that we had before. But I am very curious about this Mr. Menagerie. A tattered poster by the station advertises the services of Mr. Menagerie, purveyor of fine scouts. Oh, can we actually get a different scout? An accompanying picture displays a tall, cloaked figure, slightly stooped, clutching an array of adorable little beasts close to its chest. Visit Mr. Menagerie. A pile of cages looms out of the smog. We can buy scouts from him, but he will move on after your visit. Ooh. Okay, so I don't want to visit him then. Yeah, I don't want to visit him because we don't have the money to buy scouts anyway. And I can't remember what all I did. Yeah, okay. So we actually should just be good to head onwards. Yeah. Alright, so you can see we are not near death anymore. That's the good thing. And I believe... Oh boy. I believe the things we're looking for are close to where they should be. What? Oh. I know that these two are where they said they were. And apparently there's something grave up here. Let me see if I can actually find... Ooh. So this person's looking to go to Port Prosper. And apparently there's a separate place called the Magdalens, but they're both very near each other. So we're heading south-southwest. Alright, we have a direction. Let's head off. And hopefully we don't meet an untimely demise a second time. So it seems like in... So I played Sunless Seas, which is the game that Fail Better made when I wish I could remember his name, but I can't. The man who was responsible for making that company when it first came out. I'm gonna feel really bad for not knowing that name off the top of my head. Before he left the company to go make a Cultist Sim. Long tangent. Sunless Seas, which is effectively the precursor to this game. A lot of the sort of systems that are in this game, you can directly map one to one. But it also changed quite a bit not to mention the actual setting itself, which could almost be considered that they developed it further. Since the original Sunless Sea was in the Untersee, deep underground. In. Was it just called London? I think it was just London. But it had fallen deep underground. And oh boy. Okay. I'm terrified of these guys. Which actually was, oh, I accidentally bumped myself into it, not away. That was genius. In the first game, until you got upgrades to New Winchester, marauders prowl these glades. Thanks for letting me know that before I got here. Very similar to the first game. It was very easy to die. I think... I'm not sure if I like the way that death is handled in this one. More or less. I'll have to see after dying more. I think we died too early on is the issue. And that's what led to problems, not so much the mechanics themselves, because basically we just hadn't made any progress at all. What the heck? There's also, like, factions? I don't know how easy it is to piss some people off. Okay, and we're gonna send out our scout. Hopefully he comes back with some, has found something. Straight ahead. I suppose that's good to know. But it's just found something, not necessarily a port or anything, that guarantees help. Ooh, there's also something for us to scrap. Now, I also had an encounter off camera with one of these where... Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and try repairing hull, because that's actually very expensive. That's nice. Lipkin's Field, and that's the thing we found? Great. We're doing amazing. I also find it interesting, so in the first game, port reports, I think that's a friendly train. In the first game, port reports didn't really give you all that much. I remember, like, it being really hard to farm off of them, and this one, though, they give you bukus bucks. Like, I don't know if that means that money... How to put this? That money itself is more valuable than in the first one? I don't know. Ooh. We found something that looks civilized. But no... Forgotten factories... Gently... I can't guess what that word is. So apparently to investigate this would require a saying, which I'm guessing we do not have. Okay. So this is just letting us know that that's what it requires. I'm gonna send out the bat again. I don't think I finished my statement. It did find something grave beneath us. I'm not too interested in that because we are gaining terror. Though if I remember right, I think these can all tick up as well, so we're really low on that. Hopefully I can actually finish a thought. I had an encounter with one of those where something, thing popped out of it after I investigated. And it was horrifying in multiple ways. I won't necessarily describe it in full detail. Ooh. Right, I've had this happen once before. I've also had this happen. You are not where you thought you were. The sky is wrong. This is not where you were meant to be. Was it a trick of the mists? Has the wind carried us astray? Have the heavens themselves turned their axis? So either we could double back, which will cost us fuel and time. Actually, I know what time refers to. Or we could try to push forward into stranger skies and hope that somewhere beyond you find familiar territories again. You have airs of terror. I don't know what that actually is referring to. Or we have not earned the wrath of the storm that speaks. Okay, let's actually, I think we're gonna use the fuel because we... Oh, that's... Okay, you can lose more than one. You pick your way back across the sky while the hours tick by and your crew grows fretful. Eventually, your chart and your surroundings align again. You continue your weary journey. I thought you could only lose one doing this. Or maybe it actually goes up each time it happens, because I know that's already happened once. Oh, look at that little guy. Oh, he's not nice. He could hear me insulting him. And did not take kindly upon it. Somewhere across from us, and there's another Eleanor Green. Thanks to its coats of vine, this overgrown signal box of the Isambard line retains its structural integrity, if not its dignity. Oh, we can investigate. I don't really know if I want to do that. What's over here? Incautious driver. It's that... No, it's slightly different than one that I crashed into. Thanks. Dock? I can dock here? Hello? A homestead. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge of civilization relish the hardships of solitude. They will fiercely defend their small territories, but occasionally welcome company and trade. You sit down beside a humble homestead whose owners, despite their ragged sleeves, insist on inviting you in. So we can eat our fill as reduced here, and if you are starving, buy you some time. Bring a colony of ants aboard. Okay, so yes, I purposefully went back and did this. So the phlegmatic researcher at Leadbeater and Stainrod requested a sample of the little deers. Or we can just simply leave swiftly. If we had gossip, we could share that. Or we could trade them some munitions. Oh. For bronzewood. Oh, I feel bad now. I sold some of this stuff off, but I needed it for something else. So this is a way to get bronzewood. I'll take the ants. A few shovelfuls of dirt into a glass tank, and you've thousands of them's crawlers to bring him. That's it? Oh boy. We are very low on other resources, though. And considering we're supposed to go... I think it was south-southwest, so somewhere down here-ish. So I think I'm actually headed in the wrong direction. This is a wide open space. I guess that makes sense. I don't know why I was thinking for some reason that it should be more restrained, but... we also could have docked here, but I don't really think I want to do that. Because it sounds spooky. Okay, that was the thing I saw before. And it's horrifying, and it doesn't seem to move naturally. Yeah, that thing is absolutely horrifying. Oh god. Yeah, and they move way faster than we do. Oh, come on. Actually, dodging requires me thinking at the speed of thought. Yeah, like, they definitely move faster than us, which essentially means that our only hope of actually getting away from it is to outrun it. Because I know that it will stop following us at some point. Oh, using that bat is so scary, but we need to find something. A station. A station. But how do I get to it? That's the real question. What the heck? Okay, we went the wrong way. Yeah, we went the wrong way. Okay. Dang. This game... I mean, no, the first one was very deadly. I think this one's equally as deadly. I'm just not quite used to, like, the terrors that be. But I'm having more issues with these resources. I feel like. Maybe that's just perception. Rather than reality. Ow, that... Isambard line? This wasn't the place we were looking for? Half rations to eke out the last of your supplies. Well, thanks for that. Okay, never mind. We found Port Prosper, which is at least one of the locations we were looking for. The Mornington Aberthat span. Wow. What? I feel like that did a thing. I feel like I'm also saying what a lot of the times. We can deliver the fastidious inspector. She disembarks with her bag in hand and peers up at the clock tower that is being raised above the station. It is tangled with scaffolding and rings with the sound of hammers and the cries of workmen. The inspector will depart. Be sure you've held any conversations with her that you wish to. You'll receive fuel and supplies in addition to a sum of money. Ensure you have 6 spaces of hold before accepting. We, in fact, do, so we can go ahead and accept our payment. I don't think there's any more conversations we really want to have. A satisfied customer. Thank you, Captain. Here's the balance of our agreement and, as promised, a requisition order for fuel and supplies. She casts another glance at the incomplete clock tower. Given the apparent state of the construction, I recommend you visit the worksite. There may be an opportunity there. And thank you for the pleasant conversation, Captain. The sky can be a lonely place. You've enlivened it. I have included a small additional sum in your remuneration as a token of my gratitude. So she enjoyed our conversations. That's quite a bit of fuel, and that's quite a bit of sovereigns. And experience enough to actually get us another level. And they have departed. So the plan to call... They plan to call it the Albert Clock in memory of the departed print consort. But there's a way to go yet. The roof isn't finished, and the clock neither ticks nor bongs. You can see the fastidious inspector up among the workings with a spanner and a can of oil, showing the workmen how it's done. So we can either ask the horse foreman what they need, or we can take our leave. We'll ask the foreman what they need. Perhaps you can secure it. Bronzewood, the foreman wheezes bluntly. 1 consignment. They sell it at the Trader's Wood and Palmer's and Plenty's, I hear. And a gourd of chorister nectar, too. This bunch of work-shy ingrates need constant shouting at. My voice has given up the ghost. Some nectar could do me a bellowing again like a champion. Carlin's your best bet there, or Titania, the flower town. We'll pay like... If you can purchase the necessary good and return them to Port Prosper, you'll make a tidy profit. Be warned, materials aren't cheap, and they'll occupy space in your hold. I'm doing this before I record other things on purpose, but I still think it might be a little bit too late to be trying to read lots of text. So bronzewood and a little bit of a gourd of chorister nectar, which I think might have been the thing that killed us the last time. So we can either write a port report or we can attend a parade. Hopefully we can do both. Its narrow streets huddle in the shadow of a great crag. Banners display the stony features of her renewed majesty. Wealthy West Enders strut by exchanging polite greetings and veiled gossip, while sooty East End workers file to the hour refining factories. Peeling posters promise fresh. Wow, that alliteration. Wholesome lives in the reach to new arrivals, but most of the posters are years old. More newcomers arrive at Port Prosper than ever leave it. Very little happens at Port Prosper, but someone might take an interest. The factories continue to belch out smoke, while over the bridge, hopeful crowds gather outside the Admiral Nelson. Lovers can be seen strolling arm in arm along the promenade, at a respectable distance from their chaperones. There was a brief protest outside the Windward Company factory, swiftly quelled. The scones at the Nelson were good as ever, though the... dang these words. Though the piquancy of the jam was... yeah, I'll go with that. Was less than might be desired. To earn rewards, hand your port reports. Yeah, I know where to hand my port reports. We can attend a parade. It is apparently the Feast of the Red Saint. Interesting banner. Gaudy banners fly over the painted rooftops of Port Prosper. The smog of the East End is hidden away by giant posters displaying dragons in varying degrees of vivisection. The cramped streets are clogged with people. Wealthy West Enders promenade. Is that how you... I'm pretty sure that's the word promenade. About the amusements, while impoverished Eastenders work the stalls and huddled by the chestnut fires of warmth. For warmth. A painted dragon pursued by knights is chased through the crowds to a chorus of "Ho the riding!" Mingle with the Westenders or mingle with the Eastenders or fraternize with everyone. So they give us a choice. Are we fancy, or are we closer to that sort of impoverished, or do we just can we just kind of fit our way into any sort of social structure? I think I like this one the most, even though I think maybe we would go with this one. Let's go with this one. You are treated as a curiosity and viewed from all sides with suspicion. Still, you find yourself in conversation with an elderly colonel who is retired to Port Prosper. A bulwark of sanity, he calls it, a line in the sand against all stuff out there. He introduces you to one of the riders in the procession, who takes you on a tour of the carnival. You converse with chestnut sellers and flower arrangers, drink in the outdoor pubs, and dance with several of the vaudeville players. At the end of the day, you've learnt many names and faces and even acquired a few calling cards. We've tolerated the prosperous Westenders. We've tolerated the impoverished Eastenders. A fire at the Fulbright factory. Windward Company representatives race past carrying heavy buckets. What? They're not gonna talk more about the fire? Take tea at the Admiral Nelson. The most famous cafe in all of Port Prosper is open today. Ooh. The Admiral Nelson is Port Prosper's most exclusive tea house. West Enders congregate here to sit amongst the many little tables of ornamental shepherds and bulldogs and drink tea from little saucers of Her Renewed Majesty's face on them. The Admiral Nelson is so exclusive, in fact, that it opens only occasionally and never does anything so crass as advertise. People know by word of mouth, initially at least. Afterwards, most Prosperians join the queue. So, we can either eavesdrop. There's much that can be learned here at the heart of polite society, if you're discreet, or engage in pointed gossip. It is almost the Nelsons... Oh boy, that's not English. only it's almost the Nelson raison d'etre. I know I butchered that. Sneak. I don't know. Okay. Oh boy, English words are now becoming hard to read. Sneak tea cakes from the porters. A few East End staff are kept on retainer for the less rarefied requirements of the Nelsons running, or take tea with the ladies who brunch. A reading circle has gathered near the western window. Why can't we do these? So we either need eastward or westward reputation. Let's engage in pointed gossip. You join a circle of very energetic critics who always take the table by the east window. You dispense acidic bon mots as you pass the cream to your left, and compliments if you don't listen too closely with the jam to your right. You comment merrily on the flaws and foibles of the number of people who you have met, and a great many more you haven't. It is a wonderful way to spend an afternoon. So we have tolerated the prosperous Westenders. The Parsmission's chairman is out on his morning constitutional. Eastenders steer clear of his route. Westenders track him down to make more entreaties. And that's all we can do for the moment. This dude has a look. New clock tower. I think, yeah, we've already been to the clock tower. So we can take our leave again. Perhaps not. Really? That's where we're at. At the bazaar, we can get bargain bronze wood. Ooh. That's a bargain? This is a bargain? This is how much gold I have or they have. Pretty sure this is... No, this is how much I have. Right, I just got some. That number now makes sense to me. I might be slowly losing it. Or we can go to Nelson's Emporium, where we don't really have much we can either buy or sell. We can offer transport to sellers. Would-be pioneers clamor at the station, eager to make fortunes amongst the stars. So... Oh, it doesn't tell us where they're going, though. I'm assuming we'll find out after we get them. As long as they don't take up space, sure. I'd appreciate if you took me to Trader's Wood. We were looking to go there for bronze wood. I'm in the mood for a spot of sport. You wipe... Oh, I think we've been there then, actually. You wipe your hand on your trousers after shaking his disquietly sweaty hand. This is it, isn't it? Leaving the safety of Port Prosper, really going out into the world. Aha. Here we go then, eh? Oh boy. A settler has come aboard a locomotive who wants to go to Trader's Wood. I'll have to double check my map. Actually, I can do that here. But we'll wait. We can ask about the Albion Transit Relay. It lies in a cul-de-sac close to the Port Prosper dock. The Albion Transit Relay lies in a... Yeah, I already read that. There are locomotives that can secure... Their locomotives can secure passage to the far-off territories of Albion where London lies. Inquire about passage to Albion. A garrulous captain is delighted to have an excuse to talk. I'm happy to help, prof. Happy to help. They point down the docks. There you are. Keep going past the port. You can't miss it. If you have good eyes, you might even be able to see it from here. Passage ain't free, mind. You can travel first class if you have a ministry stamped permit, or you can bring a couple of barrels of ours to travel second class. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I don't think we can do this anymore. Yeah, we need to drop them off before we can get more, or we can recruit. How much do you cost? 100. I'd like to come back and pick you up. And because of that, and since we're not going to get her at the moment, let's not actually read this. We'll read that whenever we come back to pick her up. Could buy some of this, but I think I actually want to keep a hold of this money for the moment. We have some supplies. So I think that's Port Avon. Ooh, this wasn't in the first game. They tell you what exports people have. So we didn't find the place we were looking to go. And we don't have much in the way of supplies. So I think I'm actually going to, that's not the button I meant to hit. I'm actually going to go back into the, not the bazaar, the Emporium. Grab an additional supply. An additional fuel. Grab those. That's gonna leave us with not much. And I think that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Not a whole lot necessarily happened. Well, we managed to fight Port Prosper, which actually did help us quite a bit. See you in the next one. Goodbye.